friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 154. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and neighbors who decided to do yard work as soon as I hit record. Anyway, but I love to crochet, and I love to knit, and I love to cross stitch as well. That's a new endeavor for me. You can find all of my yarny goodness in my social media, which is linked in the description box underneath this video. My Instagram is there, my Ravelry is there, my email is there, as well as all the patterns that I'm going to talk about. I will link down below as well. And fancy yarns. I will link those down there as well. So, welcome. How are you guys doing? Figured I'd address this sooner rather than later, but yes, I do have a new hairdo. Nothing drastic, I just bought a crimper. And let me tell you, it is way better than the crimpers we had back in the 80s and 90s. I like how it gives a wave instead of the chevron, like crimps, like it's wavy, not crimpy. Although I wish I had gotten a bigger one so it would have gentler waves. So yeah, I'm still playing around with it. Ryan's like, when are you going to be done playing? Well, it's always a work in progress, right? I will say though that this side looks really good. Where's this side? Because I just can't bend properly to get this side done. And then the top always looks so crazy, so I always pull it back. So anyway, so yes, this is just me playing around. I wanted something different with my hair. I'm thinking about going back to purple, but I haven't pulled that trigger yet. We will get there though, I think, pretty soon. Anyway, so yeah, life stuff. Not much has happened in my life other than this week was just hectic. A gentleman from our church passed away. So another reminder that life is short. 74 years is still not enough, So for those of you who are new, my husband is a pastor of a small church here in the Chicagoland area. And so this week was very intense, meeting with the family, preparing everything, making sure everything was just so for him to celebrate his life. And honestly, like we're sitting there, Ryan and I talked about this a while. It's like we only knew him for 3 years. Like that wasn't very long. Actually, I don't think I knew his birthday until this week, honestly. And case in point, like we had no idea that nobody called him by his name. They called him by his nickname, which was Buddy. And it's like everybody called him Buddy, except for us here at our little church. It's like we knew him as his name. So listening to people talk about him, all of that was just, it was nice to get to know another side of him. And it's like, yeah, we're grieving the loss of the fact that we won't get to know him more, Like we only had such a small glimpse of his life. So yeah, and then of course, we had the funeral. His wife was Catholic, so she never came to our church. She came once or twice for like when we had picnics and stuff. But she was Catholic, and so she was just like, I don't know how you guys do it. I just prefer Catholic Mass. And it's like, but he wasn't Catholic, so he was Nazarene, and so therefore Catholic Mass isn't going to work for him. And but after everything, she was like, it was a beautiful ceremony, beautiful service. Her friend from childhood came up to us and was just like, Oh my goodness, that was only the second Protestant funeral I've ever been to, and it was just so beautiful. And I was like, we're celebrating a life that was beautiful. That's what it is. But yeah, so being a pastor's wife, getting ready for a funeral on top of work stuff, like my job, was just, yeah, it was a lot. Especially like the night before the funeral, 10 o'clock at night, I am making the programs and folding them and getting things ready for the funeral. I actually took the day off because I worked so much overtime at my job for the big event that we had at Dutch Fest. I actually get like a couple of comp days. So I was like, I guess I'm going to use a comp day because I don't really want to use vacation. And so, yeah. And I don't really technically get bereavement because he's not a family member. So that was, anyway. So Thursday was hard. Just getting through that. Also being supportive of my husband. He was very nervous because none of the people went to our church. None of his family went to our church. So it's like they're getting to know him for the first time as a pastor, and like how he words things and how he describes things. And he gave the illustration of a tube of toothpaste. And we're like, what? And like squeezing every last ounce out of it. That's what he did when in his life. He squeezed every last ounce of life out. So anyway, I'm going to cut out all the times that I said his name because for privacy reasons, you know. Although you won't know him. Oh, anyway, yeah. And then of course at the cemetery they're playing taps because he was in the military, and just it was a rough week. And then yesterday I was like back to work like nothing ever happened and getting stuff done. We have our big end of the year things happening. Again, if you're new, I work for a nonprofit school for children with disabilities, and then we have a day program for adults with disabilities, which is where my husband also works. He works in that department. I work in the fundraising department. We do big events. We actually had a meeting this week. Found out the final total of what our Dutch Fest, our day of fundraising. In one day, we raised $247,000. Oh my gosh. Like, that day was crazy. That makes it so much worth it. Like, so happy. But then, you know, we're getting ready for our year-end major donor proposals. We're getting ready for Giving Tuesday. We're getting ready for calendar year-end, you know, asks. So it's just, and I spent most of the day printing the business reply envelopes, printing a little thing on the bottom so we know, like, when the mail comes in, we know, oh, this one that goes for a major donor proposal versus a regular mailing. So we know, we can separate that when the mail comes in, we know where that money is coming from, why that money is coming to us. So anyway, it was just, yeah. And then yesterday, of course, was Halloween. And I went to, so on my campus, we have part of the adult services. So I went over there to see some of our adults dressed up, and it was wonderful to see some of their outfits and their costumes. There's one gentleman that's in Ryan's class, and he loves dressing up for any holiday. I mean, Valentine's, he is like head to toe hearts. St. Patrick's Day, he is head to toe shamrocks. Christmas, Thanksgiving, yeah. He was dressed up as a hot dog. And he had a little headband that had fries on the top. It was so cute. I loved it. Um, but yeah. And then Ryan and I, we live on a dead end street. Like, so the first year we were here, I was so excited. I bought a lot of candy. Like, we're gonna have trick-or-treaters for once. And then nobody showed. Nobody came. But the last couple of years, we've had like one group of teenagers that will come. It's like, we don't have candy. Like, we didn't prepare because, of course, the first year is like, who's here? Like, why is the doorbell ringing? Oh yeah, it is Halloween. It's trick-or-treating. And then last year they came again, and it's like, we don't have our lights on. Like, even like house lights are on. Like, we're in the back of the house with lights on, but why are you ringing our doorbell? So we decided yesterday to go out to eat. Although we went so early that by the time we were done, it was still trick-or-treating. So we're like hiding in the back of the house. We didn't have anybody ring the doorbell last night. But so October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and so we got a gift card to this restaurant. It's called K-Pot, and it's Korean barbecue, and that's where you actually sit and cook the food right there at your table. So we were just, it's our first time going to one of these. We had so much fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The food was really good. So we're like, okay, next time we're gonna do this. We're gonna get things. We're gonna, like, yesterday was an experience, and so yeah. And I came home. Ryan was working on a sermon. I crocheted, cleaned the bathroom. Yeah, fun Friday night. Yeah, the crocheting was fun though, I will say that. And I painted my nails. They look black, but they are dark purple. Yeah, because purple. It's my jam. Alright, with that, let's have enough rambling now. Let's actually talk about some yarny goodness. I think we should, because I have 3 finished objects. Starting with what I'm wearing. I actually wore this last night to the Korean barbecue, and it still smells like Korean barbecue. It smells so good. So this is, I'm calling this my Alaska chevron cowl. I'll put I didn't write any of my designers on on my notes, but I'll put her name on the screen. The actual pattern is called the Carolina chevron cowl, and she has when you get the pattern, it is for all weights of yarn, so from fingering to worsted. I don't think it has bulky in there, but it has sport, DK, Aran weight, worsted weight. Yeah, and this yarn, actually, where did that bag go? Here it is. So I was living in this bag. I figured it matched perfectly. The yarn was RMR yarn from my friends Yaks and Rue. This is on their Yaks base, which is 75% extra fine superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% Lorex. You can see the sparkle here. This is the colorway Alebrije. If you watch the movie Coco, then you know what Alebrije is. So yeah, here is my sparkly cowl. I call this my Alaska cowl because I worked on this on my Alaskan cruise. I even left the stitch marker on while we were at dinner. So last time you saw I was here, so I did all of this. And yes, I love this so much. So modifications that I did, instead of doing a chain, I did a foundation single crochet to start, so the bottom part is just as stretchy as the top. I learned this from the last time I made this pattern on another cruise. Yeah, the bottom part was, it's like, oh, it drives me crazy. So I do a foundation single crochet to start, and then you're supposed to work it flat, and then when you're done, seam it up the middle. I hate doing that. I hate mattress stitch. Just don't like it. So I made it so it was in the round, and there's the middle. Oop. I mean, you can't even really tell. I mean, it is a little, I mean, you can tell where the color breaks up a little, but yeah. That's the middle. That's the middle part. Hold on. Okay. Finished object number 2 has been on my needles for a while, and so I'm glad that they are off. I'm glad that they are done before I go see my mother, because these are for my mother. Let's just start with this. They were living in my twice sheared sheep bag. These are the flamingo socks. So the main color, I have it here, is Cascade Heritage. Great bang for your buck kind of yarn. They have lots of colors. This one is 5604, and that's the colorway denim. It's still on my skein coat here. My little kitties. Yeah, it's a real pretty blue. The contrast colors that I had to make the flamingo were these. These are Universal Merino Minis. These also, oh gosh, I need my glasses. 75 superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. So these are the colors. This one is nail polish. This one is lipstick. And this one is peony. Gosh, I need to remember to bring my glasses with me. So, the pattern I just used a vanilla sock, and then, ta-da! And then I used the flamingo pattern from one of the doodles from Pacific Knit Co. So on this sock blocker, so last time you saw I was here. I was getting ready to start the flamingo. So here is one of the flamingos. Why does that stitch look so weird? I don't know. But yes, I'm glad that these are done. I know some of you have like 10 to 20 different projects on the go all the time. I cannot live like that. So finally getting a bunch of these patterns off, or projects off my list, it's a huge weight off my chest, off my shoulders. Yeah. Anyway, my third finished object is a cross stitch. So I have crochet, I have a knitting, I have a cross stitch. And that is, I've already framed it, ready to go to my office. And that is this one that says, show me the data. So yeah, so I am the database coordinator. I take care of all of the database of our donors. And then I also run reports and make lots of Excel spreadsheets of the money that we've made. So, yeah. So the here is a little off. It's not quite even with data, but I really don't care. I don't care. So this is from Cross Stitch with Art, I believe is her name. It's an Etsy shop. She will be linked down below if you want to take a look at some of her lovely, lovely cross stitch patterns. There's some really pretty ones. There's some snarky ones. There's some with bad language if you want. But I love the office humor ones. A lot of them have to do with Excel, so they were like, yeah, I bought that pack. So, okay, make some progress. I have 3 to talk about. 2 of them are brand new. Another one is really old, and I need to get it done. No, I'm enjoying it. I really am. Okay, So, making progress number 1 is living in my lovely Frida Kahlo bag by Allegheny Fiber Arts. Love this bag. Oh. It has a nice little pocket on the side here to hold your notions. It's actually divided in the middle. So you can keep your yarn on one side, project on the other. Yes. So in here is living my Just Feel Cozy shawl by Kalisha Ryan of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. I love this pattern. It's actually right here behind me in blanket form. I am doing it scarf-like. Instead of doing like a wrap, it's gonna be more of a scarf. And my nose is itching from all the wool. Okay, so there were a lot of yarns used in this pattern, in this project. And I'm not even through all of them yet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one more. I think that's the one I haven't started yet, so we won't worry about that one. Okay, so the first color that I used is from Emma's Yarn. It is on her Simply Spectacular DK. It is 75-25 Superwash Merino Nylon Blend. DK base, obviously, and the colorway is Terrazzo. Then I went to a mini that came, so the Emma's DK came in a pack, so it's a regular skein and 3 minis. So it's a mini version of the Simply Spectacular, and the colorway was Barking Up the Wrong Tree. I think I mislabeled it the last time I talked about it. And then came Life in the Long Grass, another DK base. This one is 100% superfine, or 100% fine superwash merino DK base, and the colorway is Dusky. Then I went to another mini. This is the Petal colorway, and then the last color that I've just started is this gorgeousness. It looks totally black on screen, but if you look next to my black shirt, you can see it's actually a dark purple. And this is from 3 Irish Girls. R.I.P. They no longer die. I loved their colors. They were gorgeous. But this is on their Springvale DK. It is 100% superwash merino, and the colorway is Current Jam. Yeah, I still got a long ways to go on this. And I have one more mini that I'm going to put at the end. This is the Mind Ya Business, and it is another really like dark gray color. So, okay, those are all the colors. Let me show you what I've got. Sorry, my nose is itching. All kinds of craziness. So, we started with this colorway. And then this is the Barking Up the Wrong Tree. This is Dusky. All the browns and the purples and the mauves in this, it was a delight. Every stitch is a different color. It was so wonderful. And then here's the Petal mini. And then here is the Current Jam. And honestly, yeah, you can, yeah. Oh, let me show you the right side. You don't want to see where I had to split it. This yarn was a pain to wind up, to cake up, because yeah, it just kept tangling. So I actually had to cut it. That's why those ends were there. But yeah, look at how those look together. Love it. So, and then these colors, I love the way they look together. So yeah, I can't even show you the whole thing on the screen because it's gonna be super long. So yeah, again, a good granny stitch. You do have to pay attention to the peaks and the valleys of the ripple, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. I'll get all the yarn bands later. Let's see, what's next? We'll keep continuing with crochet. So, next project is the Harvest Neck Scarf. And again, I'll put the designer on the screen. It's living in this cute little rectangular cube bag made for me by my friend Jill. Hi Jill. What else was I gonna say? I can't think of it. But it's holding like notions, it's holding the yarn, it's holding the project and the pattern. So let's show you the yarn, shall we? So the yarn is from Hypnotic Yarn. This is from one of her Yarnable boxes. So it's a Yarnable, yeah, it says Yarnable Co. No, Yarnable. Sorry. Trying to read on the screen. This is from her March 2024 box, which March 2024 was Ryan and I's 20th wedding anniversary. I know, right? This is on her plush DK, so it is 8515 Super Wash Merino Nylon blend. What are we stuck on? This is the colorway. It is called Here We Grow Again, which I thought, you know, it's our anniversary. Here we grow. Like, you're always growing, always changing. And then, of course, being a harvest themed and then a spring themed yarn, like a fall themed pattern with a spring themed yarn. I thought that was kind of cool. So here is my neck scarf so far. Ta-da! So when I started this, I followed the pattern and I was working on it, and I mean, I was pretty far along. I mean, I was actually longer than this. Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna take the little peanut butter cups.
Okay, you take the peanut butter cups. Anyway. So, it's actually a lot skinnier than this, and I was working on it, and then last night I was like, you know what? I really don't like how skinny it is. So I frogged back to probably about here. And then I did all of this last night. Yeah, so I was about here. So I mean, it was pretty narrow down here, as you can see. Pretty narrow. And then I just worked 2 more increases. Yeah. And I'm loving how this is working up. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. This will be a fun scarf. I kind of wanted it to be the width of a Sophie scarf. So this is kind of like a crochet version of the Sophie scarf, but with some pops. Some different stitches, which makes it really cool. And honestly, I figure we could just make this the DK episode, because all my projects that I'm working on right now are DK based, including a pair of socks living in a bag made for me by Kalisha from the Quirky Monday Craftcast. Sorry, my nose is just, it's bothering me today. It has her favorite princess, Tiana, and my favorite princess, Rapunzel, although Tiana's one of my favorite princesses as well. I am making a pair of DK socks. Follow it. I shouldn't say that I'm following the pattern. I'm doing the pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady, because I'm just kind of doing my own thing, following the pattern that I always use. Yeah. So the yarns that I'm using are Emma's. Emma's Yarns, Simply Spectacular DK. Yeah, this one is $75.25. The mini that I'm using is Emma's as well. This is a colorway Nightshade, a dark purple. Are you noticing a theme here? Oh my gosh. And then the main colorway is this, although this cake doesn't look very nice, but the yarn is gorgeous. This is from October 2024. It's beautiful pinks. When I was talking with the yarn shop owner, this is when we were in Milwaukee in October of last year. She was like, I can't believe it's like pink and not like orange and reds and yellows and stuff like that. I was like, maybe it's a breast cancer awareness thing because that's October. So, oh yeah, maybe. So these are my socks so far. They definitely work up a lot faster because they are a thicker yarn, so these will be nice and toasty. Part of me thinks I may have gone a little too wide, but they're socks and they will work no matter what. Yeah, I'm halfway through one of the rounds. This little stitch marker here is to note that this is the first sock, and this is where the toe increases stopped, so I know how to count. I will be using, here it is. I will be using this little notion. This is from Twice Shear to Sheep. This is their sock ruler. So here on the sides, you can see it has shoe sizes for US sizes. So what I do is like I'll stick it in the toe, and then once I reach my shoe size, which is here, size 8, then I know, okay, I can start the heel for my socks. And of course, this is a slap bracelet, which I loved these when I was little back in the day. But yeah, so here are my socks so far. These are so cute. They're so cute. So yeah, I'm very excited about these socks. And I just need to get to working on things. And of course, I was like, oh, I finished some projects. Let's start some new ones. I haven't started my Marie Antoinette yet. She's one of my crochet iconic women that I'm going to work on. I'm down to my last 2, which feels weird. But I'm excited to do Marie Antoinette, and I'm excited to do the Last Lady, which I will talk about her later. But other projects that I want to start, I'll start with crochet again. Crochet is my first love. I'm going to put it in this bag I got from my mom for my birthday. Let's see. Beach Life is a good life. And of course it has Stitch on there. There's Beach Life is a good life. Trying to figure out how they put the words so that it makes sense. The yarn that I'm going to use, you may be able to get it at Michael's now. I don't know. But it is a Joann's Big Twist. 100% acrylic. It's a Big Twist value. This is a colorway Blue Speckles, or Speckle Blues, which I bought this to go in a sweater. And actually, here's my swatch for the sweater. So I had this beautiful blue, I had speckled blue, and then I had white. So I just loved these colors, but this was a DK yarn, whereas these 2 are worsted, so they just weren't working right in the project. So I made the sweater solely out of the blue. But yeah, I've always loved that color combination. Blue and white. It's Kentucky. Anyway, so I have a ball here already. I'm going to do the Chi-Town cowl. Because I live in Chi-Town. Well, I don't live in Chi-Town. I live in the suburbs, but I love Chicago. It is a wonderful city, beautiful city. I love going up there to hang out. I know it's been in the news a lot lately, and I don't want to get into all of that. But just keep praying for Chicago, because, yeah, there's just a lot going on that a lot of it I don't agree with. I really don't. So, anyway, we'll leave it at that. And again, I'll put the designer on the, because I can't remember her name. And then, gotta start a knit project. Actually, in about 2 weeks, I will be flying to San Diego for a conference for work. So I figured these two would be great projects to take with me. Yeah, so when I'm supposed to record again, I will actually be flying home. So I don't know what my recording schedule will be like this month. Anyway, but I am going to start a pair of mitts. They are fingerless mitts. They are called the Point Edward mitts by I'm going to put them in my Mickey and Minnie bag. I have a Mickey Epcot ball on here. The yarn that I'm going to use, I don't think, it doesn't have a colorway name. So this was from Malabrigo. They had a mystery skein sale. So I just, so I think this was like a one-of-a-kind color. It's never going to be repeated. But I just ordered, like, I didn't even know what the colorway looked like. I was like, Malabrigo on sale for $10. Ooh, I will take that. So this is what I ended up getting. We have some lovely blops of color here. I think they had a certain colorway and then they over dyed it with other colors. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I think these will be fun for mitts. Fingerless mitts to wear to work. I actually used some of mine yesterday because it was cold in the office. And then, why not start another cross stitch project? So I found this, it's actually a perler bead pattern. I'm going to make it into a cross stitch bookmark. And here's what it looks like. It is my favorite Disney princess, Rapunzel. And so I will be starting on that soon. Looking forward to doing that one. I will probably do it on the leftover black Aida fabric here. So I don't have to use so much black. So yeah, so 2 weeks from now, I will be going to San Diego for a conference. And yeah, so I don't know what my recording schedule will be like this month, because the week after that, there's still another week. I think I could fit in another one right before Thanksgiving. So I don't know. We shall see, because life is lifing like crazy right now. Right. So with that, I'm gonna go. Enough rambling. I will see you all when I see you. God bless. Bye.